Welcome to the Human 5.0 Project, the podcast where we cut straight to the breakthroughs that matter, the show where science meets self-optimization. I'm your host, UltimateBiohacker 10x, and here we break down the real research, real data, and real dosing behind modern biohacking, from compounds and peptides to techniques, devices, lifestyle strategies, and performance protocols. Most people jump in and jump out before they get the gold, so we're keeping it tight and delivering the essential insights you need without the fluff. If you've taken the time to hit play, we'll make sure you walk away with valuable knowledge that can transform your approach to longevity, health optimization, and beyond.
Last week in episode 1, we laid the foundation: pulsing versus linear habits, the focus catalyst, and the Unwind Stack. We teased the deep questions. Why might 40 hertz light act as a stressor? What's a practical CO2 benchmark for that foggy feeling? How can scents like lavender support relaxation? Today, we deliver the blueprint. Your room is not just walls, it's an active biological input, either supporting your state or quietly sabotaging it. Brain fog? Often not motivation. It's stale air, mismatched light, or noise leaks. We're separating settled science from emerging hype. By the end, you'll have specs, tools, and a 4-week plan to turn your space into a precision lab. I'm UltimateBiohacker 10x with the Human 5.0 Project, and quick disclaimer, this isn't medical advice, this is just my opinion, so please consult your provider before making any lifestyle changes that could interfere with your treatment plan. Okay? Cool. Let's architect flow. Episode 1 was philosophy. Episode 2 is architecture. Your nervous system reads signals 24/7. Light to your retina, air to your lungs, sound to your eardrums. Make them intentional. The 4 layers: light, alertness, circadian timing, glare, air, ventilation, freshness, CO2 as proxy for that heavy fog, sound, this masks distractions and cues tone, and thermal and sensory, temp, airflow, scent, and there is nudges and anchors. The key thing here, if you want flow more often, treat your room like infrastructure, not decor. The 80-20? Basics give 80% of gains: light, timing, ventilation, and temp. Finesse adds magic, like sound and scent. Light's your master lever. Specialized cells in your retina signal your brain's clock. Morning sun anchors your circadian rhythm. Bright daylight sustains alertness. Warm, dim evenings transition you to sleep. On 40 hertz? Well, this comes out of the gamma entrainment research that got attention through Alzheimer's studies. The idea is that rhythmic flicker may help synchronize brain activity in specific ways. But here's the nuance. 40 hertz flicker is an intriguing emerging tool for gamma entrainment, but it still belongs in the experimental bucket, not your core everyday setup. Short bursts, 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, they may support focus, but this isn't foundational. Prioritize timing and intensity before chasing the frequencies. So priority, timing, before brightness, before direction, before color temp, before fancy features. So specs: morning, 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight, no sunglasses if possible, and this is perfect for us down here in sunny Fort Lauderdale. During the day, 4,000 to 5,000 Kelvin, greater than 95 CRI, and 500 to 1,000 lux task light. Now, CRI means color rendering index. It tells you how accurately a light source reveals colors compared with a natural or reference light source. And natural daylight has a CRI of 100, so aiming for 95 or greater gets you very close to that ideal without the distortions that are common in lower CRI LEDs or fluorescents. In the evening, 2,700 to 3,000 Kelvin dim. In the night, less than 2,700 Kelvin amber red. Here's the hype buster. Skip cheap PWM flicker LEDs. They give you eye strain. Prioritize glare-free products. So, what do we have here? At the top of the list would be the Philips Hue tunable bulb. Next in line would be the BenQ screen bar task lamp. And something on the experimental range would be the Vilite gamma device for 40 hertz. For example, pair with blue blockers like Block Blue Light. It's around $40 for evening screen use. Okay, let's jump into the brain fog benchmarks. Air is invisible. Humans exhale CO2, and sealing rooms builds it fast. There's no magic exact threshold, but Harvard CogFX studies show cognition dips around 15% at 950 to 1400 ppm, 50% at 2500 plus ppm. You don't need a magic number. You just need a practical range. Under 800 parts per million is a strong target. Around 1000, ventilate. Once you go much higher, performance drops quickly. As CO2 rises in a poorly ventilated room, people often feel heavier, sleepier, and mentally slower. That is why stale rooms can quietly wreck a work block. So what are the benchmarks? Less than 600 ppm? Excellent. It's similar to outdoors. 600 to 800, there's your good target. 800 to 1000, this is the warning section. We definitely want to ventilate. 1000 plus, there's your fog zone. 1400 to 2500, serious declines. Remember this, if the room smells stale, your brain's running on fumes. So test some trends at home. Door open versus closed. Fan on versus fan off. Can we do some fixes? Sure. Window open 10 minutes an hour. ERV for efficiency. Beyond CO2, look for 40 to 60% humidity. Low VOCs and particulates. There are a bunch of things that we can do to improve our air quality. Living down here in Florida, I've got windows open half the year. It's a cheat code. But if you're sealed in a climate-controlled box 24/7, your brain pays the price. From a product standpoint, the best portable device is the Aeronet 4 NDIR monitor. The best stationary or dashboard device, AirThings View Plus. Best free fix, crack a window and add a fan. Key here, before another nootropic, check if your room's a sealed exhalation chamber. What's your CO2 reading right now? If you don't know, that's the point. Grab a monitor this week, and once you see the number, you will stop guessing. All right, now we're going to hit one of my favorites, sound. Sound hits your nervous system directly, and unpredictable sound is often worse than sound that is simply loud. Brainwaves sync to rhythms. Beta at 14 to 30 hertz for focus, delta 1 to 4 hertz for rest. Binaural beats help some, and consistency matters more. So what's the hype? 1 hertz as a cheat code. The reality just masks distractions. So let's spec this one out. For focus, brown or pink noise or instrumental, no lyrics. For recovery, nature sounds, pink noise, or consistent sleep soundscape. Products, there's the Brain.fm. From a hardware standpoint, noise-canceling headphones. The key thing here is you want to protect your attention. Sound either guards it or taxes it. And I'm a big fan of ambient noise in the proper range, and I can tell that it's helped me get my deep sleep way better on the score section of my Oura Ring. So what about the sensory stuff? Cooler, like 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, that adds focus and sleep. Stagnant warmth sedates us. Airflow refreshes us. On the scent section, olfaction bypasses the thalamus, it hits the limbic system, and lavender contains linalool, which may mildly modulate GABA A receptors, a plausible mechanism for its relaxing effects, and it's supported by multiple reviews. It's not competing with pills, it's working through a different route, a sensory route, and over time it can become a learned shutdown cue that your brain starts to recognize. Protocol here, 3 to 5 drops of lavender or vetiver, diffused 30 minutes pre-bed. Peppermint or rosemary for focus. From a safety standpoint, patch test if you're concerned about allergies, and make sure that any product is GCMS tested for purity. For a diffuser, the Vitruvi Ultrasonic. The brand I use for oils is Plant Therapy. Okay, let's bring this together and look at our minimum effective build. Tier 1, must-haves, okay? CO2 monitor, tunable bulbs, fan, blackout curtains. Tier 2, purifier, diffuser, headphones. Tier 3, now we're in the experimental zone. 40 hertz device. We want to skip ionizers for the ozone risk, untested oils, and premium biohacking decor over the basics. Now the blueprints. Let's look at Focus Lab. Bright 4000 Kelvin light, under 800 ppm if possible, fan or fresh air, instrumental audio or brown noise, peppermint, and zero clutter. Our Recovery Lab, dim amber light, 65 to 68 degrees, fresh air, pink noise or rainfall, lavender, blackout darkness. Now you can customize this because thresholds vary, so you've got to journal yours, see what works. We can jump into hype versus reality briefly here. So what matters? Morning light, ventilation, temp control, and cues. What's hype? Exact frequencies as cure-alls, scents as pharma, gadgets before basics. That said, if a scent becomes a consistent cue for your nervous system, it can feel powerful, but that's conditioning, not pharmacology. And here's a myth buster. No universal CO2 death spiral. Just measure it personally, okay? As I promised, a 4-week audit action plan. Week 1, audit your CO2, your light, and your temp. Week 2, add the basics. Sun, window, dim light. Week 3, add a layer. Beets, oil, you name it. Week 4, we optimize. Implement the full Focus Lab and implement the full Recovery Lab, and then track how you feel. Share your audit results on X at UltimateBiohacker10X. I'll repost the best ones, or tag me on Instagram. You can download your PDF in the show notes. Flow is not random. It's built. And once your room stops sending mixed signals, your biology stops performing like a coin flip. Your biology doesn't stop at your skin. It extends into every room you occupy. Make those rooms work for you. Stay adaptive, stay responsive, stay synergistic. This is Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Human 5.0 Project.
If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready to elevate their biology. Make sure to follow the show for weekly deep dives into peptides, protocols, devices, lifestyle strategies, and the science of high-performance longevity. Until next time, stay curious, stay optimized, and stay 10X.